That's why you're blocked. Blocked.
That's why you're blocked. You're listening to That's Why You're Blocked podcast.
And we're live. Welcome back to That's Why You're Blocked podcast. I'm Carson.
I'm Chanel.
And it's time for us to talk about our dating experience with these old ass niggas.
Here we go.
This one is interesting. All right, so I guess the first thing that we need to do is define what we consider old for us.
Yes.
So what do you consider old?
Well, my dating app range is around my age, so 24 to 34. I would consider... I'm open, and them niggas got jobs, like careers. I would consider old to be 29 and up, or 30 and up.
Okay. Have you talked to somebody that was older than you're dating?
Talked to? No. Hooked up with? Yes. And the second time, I feel like I saw gray hairs, and I was like, I think this is where I stop.
Okay, so I feel like I kind of agree. Honestly, age is a part of it, like, but where you are in life too affects me. Because I was talking to somebody, and they were like 1 or 2 years older than me, and they were just so accomplished.
They had their shit together. I remember Carson came home and told me, and I was like, damn, okay.
I was like, well, now I'm depressed. I kind of want to hang out with you because, like, I'm inspired, but, like, I don't want to go out. Like, wow, I feel like such a bum. But my experience, especially, okay, so I feel like for me, 30 and up is weird. I've kind of had this thing where, like, if you were a school-age person when I was born, that's still weird to me. Like, I do know that when we get older, in, like, a few years, honestly, it really won't matter. But, like, it still matters to me. And I think it plays, because my parents are relatively close in age. So I was like, I don't know about that, shorty.
My parents are 9 years apart, so I have no qualms about going up like 10 years. It doesn't bother me at all.
And I think that plays a role in it.
Yeah. Do you even think men our age approach you?
Yeah.
I don't think men our age approach me. I don't think. I mean, it also could be I'm not really looking at them. I mean, it could be that too.
I feel like no. No. But I do think that in trying to date, it has definitely been most of the people I've been out with have been older, and I've realized, like, it takes you to be in your mid-20s plus to, like, legit actually go out on a date.
Right, because younger niggas don't date.
Well, all right, so which dates, before we dive all into the differences, do you feel like when you went on, what were the better dates? Older niggas?
Definitely.
Niggas your age, younger niggas.
Okay, so we also got to break this down. So there are younger niggas. There's what I like to call sweet spot niggas, and then they're older. So I would consider sweet spot to be your age and maybe 4 years up. So within that range, like, you all could have gone to high school together. That's what I would consider sweet spot. That's a good question. Actually, I feel like it's been both. I feel like it's a toss-up between, like, the better dates. It's a toss-up. Now, texting-wise, and we'll get into that with the shit that comes through our phone, I would so much rather text a sweet spot nigga, because older niggas, it's like, if you didn't grow up with technology, then say that then.
Relax.
Just say that.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is we are right on the cusp of being, like, a millennial and a Gen Z.
Yeah, we're zennials.
So we relate to both. And so, like, definitely when you're texting a millennial, you know. Like, you know
they text like crackheads.
Have you talked to somebody? Okay, so then I guess what's the generation between boomers and millennials?
Like our parents?
My parents are boomers.
Really? Oh, my dad's a boomer. My mom is, I think, Gen X or Y. It's one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that age range?
I
may have gone out on a date with somebody, but it wasn't on purpose. I feel like niggas know that, like, I don't really mess with people that significantly older than me.
I feel like they should. How you old
when I find out, it's always like, I didn't know. But I feel like, for the most part, like I said, I've been pretty good. I try to stay around my age because I do remember, I don't know if I talked about this when I was in a 9th grader and some college freshman, quote unquote, tried to talk to me. And I was like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Why would you want a 9th grader if you're a D1 college athlete? You're surrounded by.
It's not even a compliment at this point. I'm just like, this is weird.
I'm like, I'm concerned. Like, that's weird. It was very weird. But not everybody would think that.
Right. Because, for real, like in high school, when you hit senior year, it's like a thing where the prettiest like senior girls, they date only college dudes. They don't even date like high school dudes anymore.
Well, as a pretty senior girl, I didn't. But, I guess I was ugly.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like that's like a thing that.
I don't know. I think that it is, as I'm getting older, I feel like I'm realizing a lot of things. Like people, because I remember being like 18 or 19 and talking to somebody that's like our age, and like thinking about that now, like that's just kind of weird and creepy.
It is.
Yeah,
I have
especially
also
like when I think about the difference between me and my youngest sibling, like or that's around the same age range, and then like granted, I would hope like you wouldn't talk to somebody my age because like what the fuck is wrong with her?
Yeah,
or him. But yeah, no, that shit is weird. Like I'm thinking about that and I'm like,
yeah, where I was at 18, like I wasn't dumb or anything, but I can't imagine having a conversation with someone 24, 25.
Predatory. Even like I'm trying to think of some of the people that I was like, wait, like when I think about some of the people I had talked to or messed with, like y'all were like 23, I'm like fresh 18 and I'm trying to like, and it seemed like this is weird. It's weird.
It's pretty weird. It's pretty weird. So let's let everyone know what the title of this episode is and why.
Okay, so I'm trying to be creative, and it's supposed to be like a play on How to Catch a Predator, but it's How to Catch a Vibe, because that's like apparently
the word
millennials' favorite phrase at this point. Especially, I thought it was really weird that I feel like people all vibes was like the older nigga, like ding ding ding, their go-to word. Not saying that other people don't use it,
but they honestly excessively use the word vibe.
Yes, I was like, in trying to date, hearing if I took a shot every time that we had the word vibe, I would be in the hospital.
Vibe. We just vibing.
We want to see if we vibe or not.
We want to see if the vibe is right.
Yeah.
Like what? How do we know when we have caught it? Okay, does it have a smell? Does it have a taste?
Basically, I think that is just another word for Netflix and chill.
I think so. They're trying to get creative on us.
They're trying to switch up the lingo, but
they're the same thing.
We're locked and loaded. All right, so
they text like crackheads. That's number one. Older dudes, they over excessively use the word vibe, and they also start off very serious.
I feel like, that's the reason why you kind of talk to them. I think they come with a little more of a correct energy. You're like, okay, I would like to take you out.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, well, who don't want to go out?
Exactly.
So then, you get the information, and then they're like, okay, I don't know if I want to start quoting this thread.
Please quote this man.
Okay, because I'll just say I'll start with the last thing that was said before I blocked him, but it was much later than when I should have.
Yeah, you played with this man for a minute.
I mean, it was easy. It was writing itself. I was like, you know what? This is just for the podcast. This is the only reason why you're not completely blocked. Okay, the last thing that he sent me was, you want to see a nasty picture? ? Something to entertain you.
Why?
Girl, I don't know.
I really just be so confused.
Because honestly, before that, I was napping, and I said that I'm taking a nap, and I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I can't.
Being bullied by these older men.
Let me see if I could. Let me scroll up so that I can talk about that, because that man was actually bullying me.
They triple, double text,
quadruple text, and then it's just like,
don't you have a job?
And all he's doing is just sending pictures. And it was the thing that, all right, so this particular, let's start off. We'll just start into the story of the Walmart weirdo.
Yes, but before we get there, I'm just going to list off a few other things that we have noticed. Sorry. Okay, so they are definitely very much send me a pic niggas. And I mean like within 24 hours, like send me a pic. And it's usually not a selfie that they're asking for. It's just like, do you know how big of an ass that is for someone that you don't know? Like, you really don't know someone.
Because I said that to the Walmart wielder as we get more into that. And he was like, oh, I work for the government. Like, I would never do that. And I'm like,
so? Like...
and I explained to him that, hey, I guess the term is like doxxed or maybe even like threatened with revenge porn. I'm like, they didn't say that they were going to do that.
Right.
So it's not like
I told someone that too, because I have as well. And he was like, oh, well, now I got to pay for like that nigga's mistake. And I was like,
yes. Yeah, that is kind of, you learn that the stove is hot when you get burned. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, you guys got to understand that is a risk, and especially if I don't know you. Right. And I really, really don't know you, because all you want to do is send pictures. Even in your job, like, what does that don't... I have it's clearance or something. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? If
you post something anonymously, and you just
I don't.
Let it go,
so, what does that mean?
I don't know. So there's that. There are also pet names pretty early, like baby and babe, like very early.
Yeah, and I don't like that shit. But I'm not, kind of creepy. Not a pet name person. Anywho,
I'm a pet name person, but not 24 hours into meeting someone. That's a red flag for me now. That's a red flag for me now.
She learned her lesson.
Yes, I did. I learned my lesson from the person we're going to talk about. And then lastly, it's weird because they're just as sexual, like overly sexual as an 18. Yes.
not prepubescent, but like when that thing first sprung up.
Yeah, when he just gets that sensation.
13 and 14?
They're just as horny as that and very vocal about it, but they're more persistent than under 25 will ever be. Like, a under 25 will just fish for pussy somewhere else. Old nigga, a 30 and up, will constantly like text you until you block them about it.
Well, maybe you just got that sauce.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, incessantly, like... And also what I found interesting was, usually if someone asks you for a pic who's like a sweet spot, and you're like, oh, are you going to send a pic? And they're like, no, like, I'm kind of shy. Or they don't send them as fast. These niggas...
sending pics, like, off the rip.
They have galleries. They have libraries.
They take live photos. They've got new
all
photos, old
day.
Photos.
And they can... Someone was like, okay, well, for this to work, like, we can go out whenever you want it.
Maybe it'd be better on my iPad, because I deleted the thread on my phone because I wasn't going to talk to that person anymore.
He was like, we can go out as many times as you want, but I need 3 pictures or videos a day.
What the?
Dead ass. And I was like, that's 21 a week. Over 100 a month. Are you crazy?
That's so many. And
he was dead serious.
Maybe I just don't take enough pictures.
I don't. Well, who takes those types of pictures all the time?
Oh gosh.
Getting PTSD all over again.
I'm trying to scroll up through the thread. So when I say bullied, people bullied. All right. And that's another thing. It seems like as busy as they are, like, they don't ever be working. Like, how do you have all this time? Like, I want to report you to your manager. There's no reason that you should be on your phone hounding me with pictures this much.
None.
Oh, and then this particular, let's see if I can scroll all the way up. Oh my gosh, bruh. What is this? Okay, all right. So I guess I'll get started into how we met the Walmart weirdo.
First of all, your ass shouldn't have been in Walmart to begin with.
I was basically looking to buy a business phone, and I went to Best Buy, and they didn't have the options that I looked online first, in a few places, and I was like, okay. I went to Best Buy. They didn't really have what I wanted, so I'm like, oh, dang, I'm gonna have to go to Walmart. And I mean, when you're in Walmart, you forget how much shit is in Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart actually does have a lot of shit.
But like, when you're also in Walmart, it's Walmart. So what happens is I'm in the electronics section, and I'm just waiting for an employee, and I'm just like, can I, like, y'all gonna let me steal this? Like, I would like to pay for this, and I need you guys to, whatever it was. But like, there was nobody there. And then I don't know. I think that's the difference between Walmart and Target. I feel like you can find an employee at Target faster.
Because they be working.
Well, yeah, I mean, but also Target gives me PTSD because I used to work at a Target. And so every time I'm at Target now, all I hear is the radios. Like, my ears are trained. Like, before working at Target, I did not notice that at all. And, like, now it's just like, soft lines or whatever. So I'm in Walmart and I'm waiting for the personal electronics. And I see this person walk by. And I'm like, is this an old man or a young man? I'm like, what is he? Like, is this?
These masks are tricking people.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. I can't tell whether or not this person looks nice. Like, are they cute? Do they look good? Mm-hmm. I really couldn't tell. So I kept looking at him. He's looking back at me. And I'm like, okay, well, I think he, like, walked away. Or he was kind of, like, hovering. And I was like, okay. Don't do what I think you're going to do. Please don't.
Am I going to engage? Am I not going to engage?
Oh, no. I feel like, you could kind of tell when a guy is building up his confidence to speak to you.
Facts.
And I try to send them signals. Don't do it. Stop. And it's like, you can't even be friendly or nice. Like, But now you can't tell if you smile, so that's cool. But, like, if you smiled at a guy, you're in passing, they might take that. Because that's happened before. Like, I'm sitting and you just...
Well, maybe you just got that sauce, Carson.
I definitely don't. Face. I don't. All right. So, blah, blah, blah. So, this person's in Walmart. And I couldn't figure out how old they were. And then they told me their name. Mm-hmm. And normally I would not say their name on this podcast. Like, that's not cool. But I need you guys to hear the name so you would know that as soon as he said his name, I knew that man was old. Right. Because there's certain names that you may or may not be old. Like, if his name was like a Brandon, Michael, like, you could be old, you could be young.
But a Cletus, an
like,
Otis, an Ophelius, I don't know.
All right. As soon as he said, my name is, I think it was Raymond, I was like, this man is old.
Raymond.
I was like, this is an old-ass man.
I'm surprised he didn't just say, something like Ray. Then you could have, thought about, Ray Keem, Ray Sean, some imagination. But a Raymond. Okay.
Okay, so then I think he texted me, like, immediately.
As old niggas do.
Yeah. And so since he had on a mask in the store, I was like, I don't know if he's cute or not. So I think I will say I did ask for a selfie. Mm-hmm. But that was just more like, because I didn't know if I need to block you now or not. Like, we could save all of this. And I mean, he was okay. And like I said, his name was very old. So I'm like, okay.
Did you ask him?
Yes.
Okay.
Bitch, that nigga was 30-fucking-7. I didn't know he was that old. Yes! That man was old as hell. That's what I'm saying, bro. I was
20. No, that's not 20 years. That's 13 years.
That's too many goddamn years.
I wasn't even in school at the same time.
We were not in any way, shape, or form. 30-7. But technically, that's not even the oldest.
Oh, yeah, I remember you went out with a 40-year-old.
But I didn't know he was 40.
These niggas be tricking.
Hey, all right, so the 40, we'll come back to the Walmart world. I have to get that story out. So this particular person I met a few years ago at the gym, and they were like, they said that they were in pharmacy. And so I assumed that they had just started in pharmacy. So, like, they're like, later 20s, mid to late 20s.
Right.
And so a few years have passed. So I'm thinking, okay, it's probably like 30. And so he asked me out on a date because we've been Instagram friends or followers for a while. So it wasn't like I'd seen this person. I wasn't worried or anything.
Right.
And so we were going out and it was cool. And he said he made some mention about, and he was thinking of like getting out of pharmacy and all that stuff. And I was like, well, how long have you been doing it? And he's like, a decade. And I was like,
no.
Hold the hell up. Wait a second. Stop
That's
everything.
a long career.
Bring me a calculator right now. So I'm like, okay, let's try to add this up. If you've been a pharmacist for 10 years,
a whole doctor,
that means that you are old as shit because pharmacy school is what, 2, 3 years, 4 years?
3 years.
3 years? So let's say you graduate school. I'm like, this man is old as hell. So then I had to ask them. I'm like, how old are you? And he's like 40. And I was like, maybe I would not have guessed that at all.
Oh, he looked kind of young.
I mean, he was fit. So after he said it, he just looked so much older.
I was like, that hairline tells it all, girl.
He had hair. So, like, but I did, as soon as he said 40, I feel like his crow's feet, like, just
Ah!
expounded. It just got bigger. It was, I was like, oh my God.
I gotta go.
Yeah, because I'm like, he was talking about he graduated high school, like, 2002. Yes!
Oh no! Oh
That
no,
man is
baby! Oh no, baby!
And then I had to ask
He was
him.
an adult during 9/11, just about.
Yeah.
Oh no, baby!
And
Oh,
it was
no.
one of those things, I'm like, am I too young for you? Because how old do you think I am? Why did you think that we would work on, like, am I giving older women? Like, just let me know. And then he said the youngest person he talked to, I think, was like 21. I was like,
There's an issue.
fucking why?
There is a serious issue.
But I don't. He said that it didn't really work out. There was too big of a gap. And
Obviously,
to me, yeah.
nigga. Honestly,
The
at
date
your
wasn't even
age,
horrible, but that shit was weird. I think maybe we picked up the vibe.
closer to my mama's age.
Yeah, I think he's technically in that whatever. I don't know if he made the millennial. Like, is he a millennial?
I don't think so, girl.
Like that man. But yeah. So I haven't spoke to him since.
Good.
But
leave that man alone. Let him
it's
put
not
on
a-
his
I
ointments
was
and
saying,
such.
he about to
and
get an
ready
AARP.
For, about to say, get ready for AARP.
Okay, but yeah, that was okay. Sorry to get off topic with the Walmart realtor, but that was like the oldest person I went on a date with. And like I said, I didn't know he was that old until we were on the date. And I feel like that's probably why we didn't go on any other dates, because I was like, oh, wow. I think for the most part I have a decent poker face, but I was like, oh my God. I was like, I could not believe that.
That's pretty grave news.
Oh, it wasn't gray or anything. All right, so back to old ass Raymond. Okay, so, and then he said his age. He's like, I'm pretty sure you're younger. And I'm like, yeah, your name gave away that you were old as shit.
You told him that?
Yes.
Ah.
The name Raymond is older. And I was like,
The fact that you don't know that the name Raymond
ain't
is
no
older.
4-year-old named Raymond. I'm just playing in case, But then he asked if he was too old for me. Okay, I'm going to quote him because I need you guys to hear this terror. So he's like, all right, is that too old for you? Maybe we can just enjoy each other and learn some stuff from each other. I'm like, what are you going to learn from me? And I'm like, the real question, am I too young for you? Because my guy, you're looking at 40. Just like, she's right there. She's around the corner. That's a lot. Like, I'm still making dumb decisions.
And you can only afford to make them on vacation, if that.
Okay, so then I asked him what he was looking for. And then I figured out, I guess, what he did or whatever.
What does he do?
He said he was in the government. I think he had some rental properties. But
Okay.
I said, what are you looking for? He's like, or a consistent friend. Which one can you be?
Huh?
And then I didn't respond immediately because I'm like, what the fuck am I saying to that? So
Right.
that one got you quiet. You don't like that question mark?
That one got you quiet.
And I was like, that's when I should have known that this man was a menace to society. So then I responded and I was like, I was thinking of which one I was. LOL. The answer's neither, but all right. This again. Okay. All right. So
Which one are you, Carson?
I am neither. I don't do that. That wasn't me. And so I'm like, I guess gotta wait and see. That's what I said. And then he asked me if I was a consistent texter, and I told the truth and said no. So, and then here it goes. Do you like pics? Like body pics and stuff? Or is that really or is that not really your thing? And then I was like, what do you mean? Like taking pictures or receiving pictures? And he said both. I was like, I don't really take a lot of pictures, but I guess, yeah. Do you? Yeah. What's your limit? Do you like to show and see everything? LOL. You don't know. If you don't know, I guess skip the question. And then he proceeded to send a picture of him with his shirt half on.
He said, yeah, I'm old girl, but I can still give it to you now.
Like pics like that. And I'm like, nope, I don't have any. And then I sent him a picture of my last Halloween costume because that's the last full body costume picture I have. And he was like, nice. I might have to give you a massage soon. Are you into those? That's another thing. Then because older men always want to give you a massage.
They do.
Where's their hemorrhoid cream? Leave me alone.
Hey, yo, not hemorrhoid cream. But yeah, they do.
And
They're
then
always
he was
offering
like,
that.
okay, I guess I won't send you any more since you aren't showing. And I just ignored that. Like, how's your day going? And then he asked me for my zodiac sign because I seem hella shy. And so then I guess I don't
know too many grown ass men who actually believe in that.
I don't know, but apparently only Scorpios are nasty. So
Is he a Scorpio?
that's what he said.
How convenient.
He said, "Scorpio, I'm nasty. Don't know if you can hang,
I hate when niggas say that. 'Cause
but
you know
I'm
what I'ma
also
say?
a
No, I
gentleman."
can't. No, I can't.
And then I said, "Oh wow."
You ain't shit. I don't know why these niggas be texting.
He's like,
taking you seriously.
"Is that a good wow or a bad wow?" And I'm like, "I don't know too much about astrology, so I don't know." And then he sent 3 more pictures. You must like nasty, huh? LOL. And then he said, I guess a thirst trap. And I said, no, I'm not nasty. But do you like to flirt in a nasty way? And I said, maybe if I'm comfortable. I don't know. Are you comfortable yet? Nope.
No. What is this? 24 hours of when y'all met?
This is I think this is 4 hours later.
Wow.
All right, and so then he after I said I was not comfortable, he said that's fair, and then he asked if I had a nice chest. And then he said, you can always let me know if my questions are too much. I'm hella forward. And then I was like,
Obviously.
yeah, you're a little much. He sent another picture with his shirt half on. And then after I said, yeah, you're a little much, he's like, do you still want to see me though? Don't you? I didn't respond. Then he responded again. It was like, dang. And I was like, oh, I was at work. And so then, I don't know if I told you about this. Okay, let's get into this. So then he was like, do you want to see me? And I'm like, we can go on a date.
Right.
LOL. And whatever I want to do after the date, ? And so I'm like, is that what you want?
Right.
Yes, but only if you would be good with it. And I said, I'm not looking for that at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Honesty.
cool. Are you into kissing? Right? I was like,
No. Are you?
I said, yeah, but they like, do you like getting head or giving? I was like, getting? What type of question is that? LOL, of course. And what else do you like? And then he was, so then this is when I was talking to you about him, and you were like, you should tell him about FetLife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, have you heard of FetLife?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a dating site that seems to be up your alley. And then this man said, LOL, stop it.
Stop what? Trying to give you advice?
And then he said he wasn't into kinky stuff. And then he
Sir.
sent this. And then he sent basically a nude. So I'm like, what is your definition of kinky then? Because maybe we're just working on 2 different. And then he was like, anything outside of normal sex. And then I was like, what's normal? And this man says, I don't know. Orgasms, different positions. Head, finger in the ass, eating ass. And
Finger in the ass.
sometimes anal. And I was like, that he thought that was a good one. So, of course, you know what I do, and I just don't know what to say. I sent a gif. So, and he's like, what does that mean? He said, you didn't say if you're into kinky stuff. I said, I'm not, but I think that them your people.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to do or what day are you trying to go on this date? And then I said, what days I was free. And then he asked if I was getting a full body massage that day. And I said no. And he said, that's the deal. And I'm like, well, then this is not meant to be. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then he texted me, "Are you at work?" I didn't respond. And then he said, "You like being difficult with me."
What? I don't know you.
Okay, so I have my phone set to where like unsaved numbers just go straight to voicemail. Like, so he's like, "You sent me straight to voicemail. We can hang out and be buddies." I said, "Okay." That means we would pay for our own date. I'm like, well, that's not a date anymore. Why would I go on a date if you're not interested in me?
Right.
So that irritated me. I'm like, okay, interested. That's why you got my number. And that's why I continue to text you. But I'm not interested in you continue to bring up the sexual stuff. I don't think we should go out. I wish you the best in all your endeavors. Mm-hmm. You know what this nigga said? Cut it out.
Cut it out.
This bitch said, cut it out. We can go out and see what happens. Then he keeps texting me. Fair, like, did you get enough of my pics?
Yes.
Are you just gonna ignore me? I'll stop texting. But I think I wasn't on my phone. So I'm like, hey, I wasn't by my phone. But if you want to stop, that's fine.
Right.
And so then I think I said I was out the shower. Like, bro, I'm not by my phone. I'll prove it. And I'm like,
what?
How about? And then I send a question mark because what are you talking about? And then he questioned my question mark. What does that mean? I want fresh out the shower pics. You're probably dressed now. Are you still in the house? He keeps just texting me. These are all different text messages. And so then I was just like, yeah, I was gonna wish with you, but I'll be good. Thanks. Leave me alone. Where's my fresh out the shower pics? Do you have to go in the day? Then he says, like...
I just don't understand how you could feel so entitled to somebody's body that you literally texted for less than 24 hours.
What are you doing, Boot? Hello? All right. So, what ended up happening was, while we were in the middle of my story talking about... going on and on about this Walmart weirdo, the fire alarm went off while we were on the 18th floor
at my building.
Oh, I wasn't going to be specified whose building, but basically, then we had to pack up on our way down to.
We hauled ass.
She is so capping. We did not haul ass at all. She stopped and changed her shoes.
Okay, well, you know what? I have a date later, and I don't want my feet to be hurting on the date, so I have my cute shoes. And I had to pick up my flats.
So we stopped, get her flats, and continue down. And that's where we run into the fire department. So it was an actual fire. We're okay.
The smoke was real.
Yeah, but we're all good. And we basically got in the car, came to location B. So now we're going to get back into it. So I guess what I'll try to do is just summarize this Walmart weirdo.
Yeah, summarize the ending. Because obviously there's a sign here that we just
couldn't
wrap
go
this
into
up.
But basically outside of him like constantly texting me and harassing me about pictures and being weird, he also talked about, I forgot to say, all right, so she'll get into her experience, and she essentially prompted me to want to FaceTime this guy because her experience was interesting. I'm like, you know what? For the podcast, I'm going to FaceTime this motherfucker.
For the content, girl, for the content.
And so, tell me why I FaceTime him, and he's all like, hey. It was like his voice was so chill, and it just did not
matching the energy,
It did not. It was weird. It was a very soft-spoken voice. I don't have any bass, so it's not going to... Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I want to share one more thing. So then he was asking, he wanted for me to watch him do stuff, and I told him it wasn't it. And then he asked, "You're probably all covered up in bed, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I sleep in a 3-piece suit."
This girl's stupid.
And he called me a jerk.
Why these niggas text her?
It definitely called me a jerk. And all of this happened, and he was asking for these pictures and all this stuff. He didn't even remember my name. Immediately. Yeah. This man was trying to see me naked and did not know my name. Or did remember.
I guess that's intimacy for you, huh?
Yeah. So that is the state of dating. But basically, it was just more harassing pictures, asking to FaceTime. He was telling me he had this Scorpio friend that I think he wanted me to be in competition with, and I was like, it sounds like you should work on that.
Right.
Yeah, go back and finish
What
that
is that
business.
supposed to do?
I don't know. It didn't motivate me.
Maybe it was supposed to be serve as your motivation.
Yeah. Motivation. You don't even say it right.
I don't know how.
You're not even trying hard enough. But what is this? Oh, it is. Okay, I hate when people do invisible ink with like videos. Like stand.
You can do that?
Yes.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, stand in your ish.
Now, if you're gonna send some freaky shit, like send some freaky shit.
You gotta like wipe it down
Ooh.
to fix it. Is, but yeah, he would harass me, ask me, like, oh, I don't understand. I should have blocked him a lot earlier because he kept trying to see me, and I even after I continued to let him know that I was not comfortable with what he had going on, he was not listening. So the last thing he sent was if I wanted to see a nasty picture, and I was like, you know what? There's enough content for this. All right, podcast. I put myself out there. I continue this conversation. Did not want to talk to this man. He was bullying me constantly, being a weirdo. So now we're good. All right. So what is your experimental story?
All right, so let me go back to where I met this man on Bumble. So she met hers, at Walmart, obviously. I met the dude that I'm about to talk about on Bumble. We're going to call him the DNA Deviant, and you will see why. So he's 34, went to Duke, that checked out. Profile said something like, I'm looking for someone fun and spontaneous. Now, that should have been a red flag for me.
Oh, yeah.
I should have just
figured that out.
Yeah, I really should have. But I didn't. I was like, okay. Let me just see what's up. I think I was new to Bumble, too. So I think I was being a little bit more lenient because I was unaware of what I was about to get myself into.
Oh.
So, as y'all know, Bumble, you have to, as a woman, you have to swipe first and match. So I sent something like, what's something you're learning right now? And I said something like deep. I said something like how to be in flow with, and not be so obsessed with living by schedule. Because that really is something I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to set the pace early. Like I'm not really on, the free shit. I really want to get to know someone. He said something about some pasta, how to make pasta. And I was like,
what?
Okay. All right. He said, I like your answer better. Let me flow with you. I always ask my standard question. Why are you on this dating app? He says, because of COVID. I tell him that, I kind of want to be out. I want to try different things. The weather's breaking, all this stuff I send all these niggas.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, let me explore with you. Send me your number. I sent it. And within a few messages, he asked for like a selfie. Now, we've said this before. He asked for a picture. I don't think he clarified a selfie. I think I just sent one because I'm like trying to set the tone again. I think we said this before. But like, dudes, if she catfished her whole profile, what makes you think she can't catfish the one she sends you? Or whatever's on Instagram. Like, it's pretty easy to do. The only way that you're not going to know if someone is a catfish is if you video chat, FaceTime them, or if you meet up in person.
And even then, I just feel like you just saw 7 or however many pictures on my profile. That's what I look like. That's the picture I'm going to send. They're going to look like that.
Exactly. Like even if I am lying, I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to ride this bitch till the wheels falls off. You feel me?
So, yeah.
So he asked for a picture. I sent him a selfie. He was like, okay, you look good. He sent me a selfie of him, and he like lied to me and told me I look good. I was like,
oh,
okay.
He has self-esteem issues.
I don't know. I was like, okay. And then it kept going, and his second picture was a picture of like a dick print, him laying down, and I'm just, is this the harassment? I text Carson like, is this the harassment you were talking about?
It was. She was also being harassed
at the same damn time. I just really don't understand. And then they continued, and then he started sending me videos of him fucking other girls.
What? Oh my goodness! I didn't know that.
Aren't consenting to this. I mean,
let me see.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! Yikes! Was he trying to advertise? Were you buying his advertisement? Were they working?
I mean,
you did. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, then she Louise.
Okay, it's downloading, but yeah. So yeah, he was just. It was weird. weird. So we were talking.
Okay.
And he kind of kept like sending them and kept being like, why are you so shy? But then
that's another thing. Just as me not sending you nudes, that's me being shy.
Exactly. Basically, like what? Are you serious?
I don't know.
And
It's
then
weird.
Thinking, I'm like, so are you just putting this out there just to see like what you can get, or like do you really believe that that's a thing that women like you're entitled to see like a woman's body just because you send her a good morning text? Like,
didn't you get caught saying that at work?
Yeah. This was after him. This was after him. I'm gonna get there. Maybe we can just block that man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we start talking. So we FaceTime. The FaceTime conversation was okay at first. He's from Boston and he moved down to Maryland. So he was telling me about like the differences that he's seen so far, and I was like, oh, okay.
Boston.
Yeah, Boston. He was telling me about his job. He works for the company. He works for Pfizer, the company that does the vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm not getting that shit. And I was like, don't you work for the company? All right, whatever.
Ooh, yikes.
Probably says a lot, but whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then we were.
But what I think is weird is like, or not weird, but like a lot of medical people, just because you're in a field of medicine doesn't mean you necessarily.
Yeah, didn't that nurse from the Wild Ass Kickback say COVID was a fake disease?
Or like wearing a mask doesn't help because COVID's just out there. So
yeah,
I was like, what I was saying is some medical professionals lack knowledge. Like just because you have a position doesn't necessarily mean you're should be or have the smarts. But go on.
Okay. So this is what prompted the picture. Okay, I guess he actually sent me one first. He sent me a selfie of himself first.
Okay.
I mean, the shirt was off.
Oh yeah, he was
was
trying to tell you what time
but
it was.
It was because he commented on, I didn't see this picture before, like the picture of my titties out, like on my profile. That prompted. I was like, yeah, well, I mean, I posted it, just so people can see. I like taking pictures within like a year of each other. Once the year is up from the time I took it from the time I'm posting it, like I'm trying to find a different one. So that just so happened to be a recent picture that I posted. So we were on FaceTime. And
okay, wait. So did you call me before you FaceTimed him? Because were we on FaceTime and he called you?
I think we were on FaceTime and no, I called him. I told him I was going to call him, but I may have called you first.
Yeah. So we were having a kiki, and I was like, "All right, bitch, just I'm gonna put myself on mute, okay?"
Oh no. So what happened is, we were talking, and that's when he told me, like it's kind of like the vanilla stuff, and then he needed to go get his charger or something, like the call dropped for whatever reason, and that's when I called you.
Okay,
and that's when he called me back.
Okay, and so I was like, all right, I'm gonna put myself on mute, like have me. I think you talked to him on your computer, and I was on your phone or something, and so I was quiet and I was just listening, and y'all were talking about what fucking ribosomes, RNA.
So he said, so I was like, okay, yeah. So you went to Duke. What was your major? Like, I'm just trying to ask like some vanilla stuff because I'm already seeing like, okay, I already know how this is about to go. I'm about to get harassed. So I asked him about that, and he said, oh yeah, I was a biology major. I was like, okay, well, I was a biology major in college. So we started talking about, he was like, oh, for real? And then I think he started asking me like biology questions. I guess I don't know, like I was a bio major or something. He was almost like testing me. And so, all right. So while she was on the call, I think after that's what they were talking about. And I'm like, wow, these are some nerds. So I'm like, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call the Walmart widow. Cause like this might be interesting. I'm going to give him a chance. And that's when we heard his like volume at number 4, like 4 volume voice in smooth jazz, try to convince me to have phone sex. And it just did not work. I didn't like it. But okay. So after I hang up, what ends up happening later on in the conversation? I'm curious. So this man, he's like, oh, I'm going to show you something. Ladies, if you're on a call with a man, a FaceTime call, and he's like, I'm about to show you something. He's about to show you his penis. He flips the camera around, and I'm like, whoa, okay, all right. Unwarranted. I didn't ask. He didn't ask me. And I think I had even tried to, like, deter the conversation from that, because he was asking me, like, basically, like, show me your titties, basically, like, over the FaceTime. And I was like, no, like, I'm good. Like, I'm not doing that. And he continues to stroke, like, while we're trying to have this conversation. And I'm like, that's when I sent Carson the picture.
Okay, so while you guys were talking about RNA,
we really were.
He was
like
stroking
the really
himself?
creepy part. Yes.
Yikes.
We were talking RNA, DNA, like, I don't know what about that was making him hard, but he was hard during the whole conversation, apparently.
Wow, you got it like that.
Yeah. That's what he said.
And he couldn't help himself.
That's what he said, and he was stroking himself, and then he decided that I was missing out on the fun. So he turned around and showed me, and I was like,
yikes. I'm surprised you stayed on the phone.
I thought it was kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. And that's probably where my downfalls are. I think shit like that is like, that's funny.
That's more like a, I'm uncomfortable. This is awkward laugh. All right. So, did you block him after that? No. Oh, okay. All right. That. Okay.
No.
So
he continued to like be the type of person who double, triple message. He asked me if I like brunch. You know that stuff.
Okay. He hit a buzzword.
Can't wait to see you, so I know you're real. Okay, so let's say this is all around, like, we FaceTime call, I think it was a Tuesday night. Wednesday we were texting. Again, he's the type of person who double, triple text people. Kept sending pictures, was like, you're shy. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, guys, like, women really aren't that shy. We're
don't know you.
Exactly. We're uncomfortable.
And even if we are shy, like.
So?
You still want to fuck. But yeah, I just don't think that that's shy.
So he told me that he hadn't had sex in 6 months. Now I'm like, sir, you're showing your penis to strangers on the internet. Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't know.
He also told me that he had been a virgin he's 34.
Uh-huh.
He told me that he had been abstinent.
Oh,
right, really laying on thick. I don't know if I believe this, but he told me that he had been abstinent up until like 2019, I think, or 2020. His ex cheated on him, and it just kind of let the freak flag fly.
So he got cheated on, so then he decided to say, fuck everything that I've been standing for.
Basically, that's what he said.
And he went to have sex, and then he decides to masturbate in front of girls on the phone. While you're talking about DNA, what is it? Same case? I'm saying the wrong thing. But
girl, don't even
the
matter.
mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, and that really gets him powered up.
Yeah, I think so. I really think so. So turn around Thursday. He comes. He's out in Baltimore. I guess visiting friends or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked to come over, and I was like, I'm still awake. I had just come back from a date, so I really was still awake.
Oh, this is
like I just hit a 2-peat, you know.
I mean, she's trying to be like me. I'm like, hey.
She really does. Carson be having them stacked up. I never do that because that brings my anxiety up. Like I don't want to be late. I don't want to be caught up.
It does bring my anxiety up, but
like
I don't really go out, so this outfit's gonna get its use. It's like my makeup's up, but my attempts most of the time when I try to do that. All right, you could do 2 in one day. I've tried to do 3. That doesn't really work.
It's too much.
Yeah,
it's too much. But yeah, so I was just coming back from a date. It was actually a nice date too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a sweet spot nigga, so it's pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, I'm still up. Like, was whatever. And I think I had just smoked. Yeah, I smoked with the person that I had a date with, so I was already kind of feeling a little loose.
Mm-hmm.
But my building has a whole bunch of common room spaces, so I never feel obligated to bring anyone into my actual apartment space. Because I'm actually very protective over that these days, because niggas be coming in and taking your piece, and I don't like that.
Okay.
So came into the common room space, and he noticed that there were cameras. He was like, "Is there any place in this building without cameras?" And I was like, "No, sir. So keep your clothes on. I know what I'm doing. Keep your clothes on. That's the only thing that's gonna keep them on. Apparently."
Yikes.
He was like, "Oh, your building has no privacy. Are you sure we can't go to your place?" And I was like, "No, I'm good." And he asked me like 2 more times, but we just talked for a minute. He didn't try anything. Like, I guess what he really wanted was just to fuck, and like there wasn't a whole bunch of in between.
I was gonna say he didn't try. He asked you consistently to go to your room. Is that, you don't consider that trying? It is.
We gotta just stop.
This is no, it's not Kennedy. Damn, I'm tired. Crystal. It is Crystal FaceTiming. Girl, recording. You're on the episode. Say hi.
Hey, it's your favorite.
All right. Well, let's get back to recording. All right. So you didn't consider him continuing to ask you to go to your room, just trying it?
I fucking movie theaters. Not really. I mean, This sounds bad. We may have to edit this out.
So
But he didn't like. Okay,
he wasn't.
He didn't go to touch me or anything.
So
That's
that
what I would
is consider
like,
trying it.
Yes,
But not continuing that. Okay.
I mean,
And that's your definition.
Yeah, that's my. I mean,
Okay.
because I can easily, like shut that down. Like, but if someone goes to make a move, like you went to make the move, probably wrong, but he didn't try it hard. I'll put it that way. He didn't try it like super hard, which I appreciate. It was fine. And then he left. He wasn't going to be there for that long anyway. He happened to be around. So he left.
Okay. And then
we talked that weekend, and that was our grandma's going out weekend. We talked that whole weekend. He kept wanting me to send him like pictures and stuff, and I was like, bro, like I really don't have like any more. He was literally like 3 a day. Send 3 a day, and then we can go wherever you want. Like
he said he wanted 3 pictures, and he was gonna fly you somewhere.
I don't know if we talked about flying me somewhere, but like 3 a day, and we can go out as many times as you want.
What is like? Okay.
That's what I said. I was like,
did you send the 3 pictures?
no.
I
Where
mean,
am I getting them from? Like, honestly, at a certain
maybe
point,
I was like, you just take 3 pictures. I
and
would
he
take a
wasn't
picture
just
of
interested in like he was interested in videos. He was interested in videos of me like fucking other dudes. Like, and I was like, I really don't have all that on my phone. I don't have a whole fucking gallery like you do, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, did the video load? Because now I feel like I need to see
I'm just
this.
have to send it to you because it keeps downloading, but it's not like up. I don't know. I'm gonna send. It was at least 3 that he sent.
Oh wow,
3 or 4.
Ooh,
Of him hitting it from the back. Like, or the brown asses. So
I don't know what to say to that. All right,
neither did I because they weren't warranted. I was like, okay. I mean, I see you. He was like, don't play with me. You know, I'm breaking it down. I'd be like, oh, okay.
it's for somebody who's been abstinent.
Right, and that's when I was like, yes.
But I mean, it could have been. I
don't think so. I
feel like even the whole
he
like
didn't fuck like a virgin.
What I'm saying is the whole 6-month thing. So like that's your excuse to be a menace. Like you're like a
niggas don't need one
like that. That's really weird.
All right, well, let me close him out.
Okay.
So so we were texting that entire like grandma's weekend out. Sunday we were supposed to go to brunch. He said that he was out in North Carolina. And this is how I know, like, Bumble be telling on people. So if you are on Bumble and you want to tell someone that you're someplace you're not, Bumble will pick up on your location. So he told me that he was in North Carolina and that he was headed on his way back to Maryland. When he gets back, he was coming back in the morning. We would go to brunch. Cool. I heard from him on Sunday because we left, but all of a sudden, like, oh, I'm leaving later. And I was like, okay. I checked the location. Location said Illinois.
Illinois. No S at the end.
Whatever. Illinois.
Yeah.
That he was in Illinois. And not like Chicago. Like, not like you were, like, traveling to, like, a big city, but, like, some random town in Illinois. And I was like, that's odd. So I asked him about it. He's like, oh, well, you can change your location to anything. And I was like,
really?
It does not sound likely. No, you can't. On Bumble, either it's your actual location or you're in travel mode. You can't, like, just put it anywhere.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, that was a red flag for me. I was like, so you're lying. So my assumption is you obviously are married with kids.
Okay.
Right? That was my first assumption. So I stopped talking to him around, I guess, that Monday or Tuesday. So I haven't talked to him since, and he hasn't hit me up since. I don't know if we go see each other or what. But
okay.
I do have his location still on Bumble because I keep the conversation up. Like, I haven't deleted the conversation on Bumble yet because I just be checking. And he goes to Illinois. So I check weekly.
Illinois.
He goes to Illinois, and he's there for at least 3 days out the week. So I'm like, this man has a wife and kids.
Oh, I mean, when you asked him, did he say that if he was like like he lived in more than one location, or
no?
Is it like a work thing?
I doubt it. He's working from home, so technically, I mean, he could work from anywhere.
Interesting. So yeah, that is weird.
Let me check location right now.
Okay, where's he at?
Bradley, Illinois.
I don't know. That's weird.
Right. And it either says Bradley or it says like another like random town in Illinois, like at least 3 to 4 days out the week.
Oh.
And then the rest will be like back in DC or in this area.
what if he lives out there and like his family's over here?
Every week? He makes this trip every week.
Yeah. So I'm saying, what if this is the trip and he's actually from there?
He says he's from Boston, and his profile says he's from Boston. So
Well, I meant like, okay, let's say he lives out there and he makes a trip this
that's
way.
very possible.
Yeah.
Either way, we
He could
don't
be
speak
flipped.
anymore. This
Ooh.
man, like, and now whenever someone, hits me with a baby, like a little too quick, or a babe, or sends
It took you
pictures
this
too
long?
quick. Yes.
I was like, I ain't been like that shit. So
It really, like, it's a red flag. It's like, okay, something is up. But who we blocking? Are we blocking all these niggas, all these old
I was
ass
like,
niggas?
we didn't even talk about the thing with your work thing.
Oh.
Because that was funny. And I think I have one more older person story. I think I just told you. I was hanging out with somebody or making a bad decision several months ago. And like, I was like, you know what? I just don't feel like being home. Like, I'm frustrated, both mentally and sexually.
Why didn't you call off the Walmart weirdo?
This was months ago.
Oh, okay.
This is not recent at all.
All right.
So,
Would you have?
no. It's a no for me. It's a no for me, dog. But basically, what happening, like I said, in a weak moment, I was like, I don't feel like being home. And so I go tell this person, they pull up or whatever. But yeah, I just want to, drink some wine, chill, whatever. So I pull up, right? And so we're having this conversation. And like after we were just talking about like life and everything going on, the current state of the world and whatnot. He's like, oh, dang, like, I low-key don't want to mess with you because you're smart. Like, because you, like...
Have opinions?
I guess some intelligence and know how to have an opinion and form an argument. He was no longer interested in chilling. Which I was like, so you would fuck somebody you think is stupid?
Basically.
Weird. So I don't know, but he was an older guy, so I was like, okay, so
Maybe he thought you were just a young thing. He was just going, have his way with it.
I couldn't even keep up. So it was a whole waste of time. I left more angry than I started. And that person, he would bother me too, and I was like, all right, bro. I'd unfollow him and block him.
Sounds like
Sorry, I just remembered. I need to play you this because somebody left me a voicemail from, I think, a blocked number.
Huh.
Yeah. So, all right, we'll do this when we finish this episode. That just reminded me.
Yeah, we're going on several tangents. Okay, so
Well, I mean, they're not really. Older niggas are weird. They're creepy. I don't trust them because it's
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah, they're pretty weird.
I get that, or the whole societal thing of having a young tenderoni, but I don't know if I'm not the young tenderoni from the old niggas I've been coming across. I don't know about you.
So I did hang out with one. I think he's 30. Yeah, he's 30 on the dot, and it was my first day going out with someone older than me or someone 30 and up in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing almost had me on stupid.
Oh, you were
Like, I went back home. I was like, Carson, like, maybe I don't want someone who has their shit together. I don't know, because
you felt weird. You're like, wow.
it felt weird because I'm really used to being like, oh yeah, well, I do this, I do that. Like, I really used to that.
She likes her masculine accolades. Isn't that what Kevin Samuel says?
Something like that. It's very, very rare that I'm talking to someone or like I'm messing with someone and they're further along in life than me. To my,
Sound like you like bums.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty amazing. So,
Oh.
I do a lot of shit. So yeah, so talking to someone who
Also does a lot of shit.
But okay, I could take someone who's maybe, or it wouldn't have shocked me so much if he was like right where I was or maybe a little bit further, but like, he seemed to be a lot further.
Okay, so do you still talk to him?
Yeah, I do.
This is shocking because, she says she likes nice guys, but she really
like
don't.
nice guys. I just like nice guys that I like. Like, I like nice
that aren't
guys.
nice.
No, I like nice.
She literally,
no,
no, because, all right, and this is a direct quote from her. She's like, I mean, like, he don't try nothing. He's been respectful. He pays for all the dates. But, like, I don't know.
I hate her.
Bitch, I am directly quoting you.
It doesn't sound like that. It doesn't even sound like that. She's tripping.
Bro, that's
like
exactly.
That. Well, maybe my taste is changing because I feel like within the past Definitely since this year started, I definitely.
Oh yeah! Wow, 3 up. But growth is growth.
Growth is growth.
Growth is growth.
I've definitely been enjoying like company of dudes that I consider to be nice and guys, and I'm like, yeah, this.
All right. Well, I'm glad you've grown since we've started this podcast.
Shit just really
because this was like a few months ago where you were like that, and I was like, bro, like, do you hear yourself?
Didn't you go out with someone and you were like, I feel like a bum around him?
We said that earlier.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah,
you didn't want to hang out with him because
I did. I'm literally trying to like work for him. I'm like, please let me know when you're back in town. Like, I don't know. I don't mind. But I'm thinking at this point, I've shifted now. I'm just inspired. Like, I just want to hang out. Like, I don't even want to be on that type of time. Also, he's a little too picky, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just saying that you have this air like I want a nice guy,
I do.
And then there's been several times in some of your exchanges with nice guys, and you're like, "There's something wrong with him. He has not pressured me to have sex. I don't get it. I don't know. I'm not really feeling that. Like that's the only thing."
Maybe I'm just used to guys like who try it. So maybe I don't know. For me, I just be trying to make sure like, are you friend zoning me? Am I friend zoning you? Like I'm always.
Like I said, you've grown. It sounds like you're growing and you're getting some good quality.
I keep nice guys around
now. Okay, and so that's good to hear, and I'm glad that this is working out for you. I be worried sometimes.
Girl, shut up. I'm gonna come back on the next podcast with like some worried about you stories, okay?
I mean, yeah, we're friends. I feel like you just had this idea. Like sometimes you don't know what you want, but I think there's a lot of people have that like bad boy complex and stuff.
I don't want a bad boy. I don't want a bum. I just
don't want a nice guy either.
Somewhere in between. I don't want someone who I feel like I could run all over. Because I know I have like a default setting to do that.
Okay.
So someone to tell me when I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm. Do you listen when they do that? Are you receptive? Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I actually am.
All
It actually
right.
turns me on. I actually want to have sex afterwards. So
I feel like,
like I really don't want to talk about this anymore. So yeah, I've stopped playing for arguments like that.
So when I told you about the passport, did that turn you on? Were we about to have a spicy
Okay, where are we ending? Because where are we ending?
I'm sorry. All right. Well,
the message from the guy. Yeah, so I do still talk to that guy. I talk to like I would say a few guys that are pretty nice. So we'll just end out on that. We have to shorten this. But so I was at work. I work in the education field, and I was on Zoom, and on Wednesdays, if you all don't know, there's kind of like a chiller day across most districts for students. So I was in my Bumble app, and a dude, I literally said on my profile, like I was getting too many, this was after the DNA deviant, and I was getting way too many send me a pic type niggas. Like I felt like I was coming across too many, or it was just too much for me. So I put it on my my profile, don't ask me for pics.
Mm-hmm.
Don't what you doing me to death. Like, I put that on my profile to just be like, I don't want any more of these. Please stop.
Mm-hmm.
So a guy, he swipes on me, he matches, and he literally asks for both. He says, what you doing? Send me a pic. And that was like it. So I was like, a voice message is required for this shit.
Oh, yeah. She's biting off me. I send voice messages a lot.
But, oh, girls, let me tell you, the boys love it. Those voice messages, send a voice message within like 1 or 2, even if you don't have a sexy voice, he will tell you that you do. Send a voice message within the first 2 messages if you're talking to someone or a dating app. If you can, girl, you're going to have them hooked. Okay, so I sent the message like, why is it like, maybe you can help me out. Why is it that men 28 and up go straight to can I get a pic, or like go straight to that? Like if I could catfish you one way, I can do it another way. It's really like, it makes women feel uncomfortable. Like I was really like almost just going for it, and then I noticed I'm not muted.
Okay.
And I ended it with saying, and you all are the same men who constantly send dick pics unwanted. I was not muted. I'm so glad I wasn't in a staff meeting.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah. So what were some of the responses? Because that's what made me laugh.
There were children in the Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, one of them said, you need a real man
like me?
You need a real man like me.
be like, oh no.
One of my the girl students, she's like, "Good luck, sis."
He's like, it's hard out here.
I was like, y'all, I'm so sorry. It's so hard out here, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, but I'm known for being that person in the building. So like, let me tell y'all, it's hard out here. It's hard out here for a pimp.
I know. I told some of the kids I work with that I went on a date, and they were like,
"Yeah,
really?" And I was
tell
like, "Dating
kids,
is hard.
Yeah,
it's very hard."
I tell them sometimes, like, "Oh yeah, I have a date, y'all. Wish me luck." They be like, "Oh, what's his sign?
Oh,
What's your sign?"
Oh Lord.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, he Libra." I don't know, girl.
I think
That'd be a
my
good
kids
match.
are a little younger, so they're just like,
Yeah, they're
Oh
talking
my
about
God.
middle school. So yeah.
But all right, so that was our older niggas and how to catch a vibe. I didn't really catch one. Did you?
catch one either?
I feel
I
like
hope I dropped one. I hope I dropped a few.
I was like, I blocked a decent amount.
Yeah.
I realized that, like, you know what? I'm not at a point where I want these older men because they're just a little too, I don't want to say aggressive, but like, don't y'all have jobs?
I know.
Well, no, it's just kind of like they just seem like they're, maybe since they're so close to like retirement, that they're trying to rush things. Like, relax. I just met you. I'm not going to send you pictures. But that's another thing that it's not just them. And the whole like, I'm different from other people. And it's like, you're not even giving me a chance to see that, like,
Right.
organically. I really hate that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, bro, I don't, like, people who have, like, threatened to expose me, dox me, they didn't say that they were different. They didn't say that they were going to do that. They said that they weren't ever going to do that. They were like, oh, you're safe, blah, blah, blah. I'm not like that. And then what happens?
You don't have to.
They're like that.
You don't have to tell a woman that she's safe. Show her that she's safe.
Period.
Give her some type of
Period.
security. Like,
Period.
you don't have to say
All
it.
right, I really need
She'll
to find
feel
this
it.
voicemail because because he left a number too, and I was like, "Can you hear? I want you to hear it. Maybe you can figure it out." Because I didn't know who that was.
All right, world, we gotta check out.
We do. She has a hot date
my
with a. Is he older?
29.
So basically on the cusp. All right. Well, we'll
Yeah,
be
but he
back.
hasn't asked me for any pictures. I mean, the conversation went sexual a few times, but it was nowhere near what I've endured. So,
All right.
shit sounds like light work to me.
So we'll be back with an update on that. All right. See you guys next week.
Bye. We just save it for the
And
shit that comes through our phone.
I was gonna.
next week.
Oh, well, the update was the person who had left me that voicemail was a Walmart weirdo. So your girl may or may not be getting stalked out here in these streets.
I mean, obviously, you just got that juice. Did you meet up with him?
No, I've never, like, literally, we have not linked. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, cut your losses. Go back to Walmart. Try again.